Hello, YouTube. I know you guys are used to me either singing or doing reborn videos, but I'm going to talk about something different today, and it is growing up with a single parent on a fixed income and having bipolar disorder. Um, I didn't get diagnosed until I was 24 years old. My mom was on a fixed income. My mom had my siblings to take care of, so I did not get diagnosed until years later. Um, after after something happened. Um, I've dealt with a lot, and after I ended up in crisis is when I knew it was time to stay and get help. I was never hospitalized ever. I was in crisis. I was in program for 2 years. I graduated program this year, March 16th, and it's not easy. But I do believe that the best thing that we can do is start looking at the signs in our children. Um, what may look like a 2 year old tantrum in a preteen or teenager. Um, Also, you also apparently I found out self-injury is actually a sign of uh was it borderline personality disorder, but it also can come from PTSD as well as the bipolar. This is not an easy subject for me. I mean, I grew up in a household with three other siblings, and although during my year at second grade at Ridge Avenue, they knew that something wasn't right. They told my mom to go get help, but my mom had, three other kids to look after, and she just gotten one of her kids back from the state. So, after 2.5 years of battling for custody. So, when you've got that and you've got two other small children that have special needs, you really end up having no choice but to put one thing on the back burner. One of my siblings had a seizure disorder, the other had an eating disorder, and he was only 5. And, it's, my mom had to really, make some choices. It's like the younger two or the older one. Like, I can understand where she came from, but at the same time, my older siblings say is birth control. If you know for a fact that any type of, you're not financially stable to take care of a bunch of special needs children, please, I advise you to please use birth control, because it's the kids who suffer at the end of the day. It's the kids who suffer. I mean, you really have to think when you're making all these kids, it's sort of a selfish decision if you do not have the finances to take care of them. And especially if you don't plan on aborting, at least find some relatives that you can say, okay, I don't believe in abortion. Find some relatives that maybe can't have children or are infertile. Find relatives, find family, find friends, do something. Give the kid up for adoption, but please don't put a child through hell just because of your decision to not keep your legs closed. I mean, I actually had a teacher when I was in the eighth grade, when I was in Lawrenceville in Mercer County, that wanted to adopt me, Miss Carroll. And we just didn't know how to go about it, and she was about to move and she didn't know how she was financially going to do it. I could have called my worker, called my my DIFUS worker, but I didn't. And honestly, come to think of everything that I've been through, some of part of me wonders what would my life had been like had I gone ahead and made the choice to notify my worker that someone had been interested in me. I was 15. No, I had just, yeah, I was 15 years old. I had just had my 15th birthday. So I'm going to say to all of you that are on fixed income, and if especially if you know that mental illness runs in your family, definitely please make the right decision for your child and do adoption if you're not going to keep your legs closed and you know you cannot afford these kids. I beg you. Because I was put through so much hell and back growing up that it was not funny. Please make the best decision possible for your child. Please, and please consider adoption. That's all I wanted to say. Bye.